France's naval forces are entering a decisive decade of transformation, marked by the arrival of new surface combatants, modern logistics vessels, and a rethinking of how the country projects power across vast maritime spaces. This evolution is not an isolated modernization program. It is the result of strategic pressures in Europe, the Indo-Pacific, and the broader global commons. France, with the second largest exclusive economic zone in the world and a network of overseas territories, has no choice but to maintain a navy capable of sustained, long-range, independent operations. Recent developments around the Amiral Ronarc'h FDI-class frigate, the Jacques Stosskopf logistics ship, and the new modular launcher system reflect a broader shift toward a navy designed for endurance, resilience, and flexible response in increasingly contested waters. The entry of the Amiral Ronarc'h, the first of the FDI-class frigates, marks a technological and operational leap for Marine Nationale. After months of sea trials and systems testing, the ship returned to Brest and entered the final stage of integration before commissioning. With a fully digital architecture, advanced active electronically scanned array radar, sonar suites designed for high-end anti-submarine warfare, and the ability to deploy Aster surface-to-air missiles and Exocet anti-ship missiles, the FDI stands out as one of the most advanced frigates ever produced in Europe. Its combat system allows it to operate seamlessly in anti-submarine, anti-surface, and air defense roles, making it a cornerstone of French naval power for the next 2 decades. For Paris, the purpose is clear. Reinforce the protective screen around the carrier strike group, replace aging frigates, and ensure France maintains a credible blue water capability. Beyond raw capability, the FDI program reinforces France's industrial sovereignty. Naval Group, along with its domestic supply chain, has positioned the program as proof that France can still design, build, and deploy frontline combatants without relying on foreign suppliers. At a time when global supply chains are strained and geopolitical tensions rise, this industrial autonomy is increasingly valued by policymakers and the French public alike. The FDI demonstrates that a European country can still field state-of-the-art naval technology while preserving strategic independence. If the FDI represents cutting-edge lethality, the new BRF Jacques Stosskopf symbolizes the equally essential but often overlooked foundation of naval endurance: logistics. Delivered in late 2025, the Jacques Stosskopf is the second vessel in the new generation of fleet replenishment ships. With a length of nearly 200 meters and a capacity of around 13,000 cubic meters of fuel, including both diesel and jet fuel, the vessel dramatically expands France's ability to sustain missions far from home. 4 replenishment stations allow simultaneous refueling of multiple ships, while extensive storage for munitions, spare parts, and supplies ensures that a task group can remain at sea for extended periods without external support. For a country maintaining permanent deployments from the Indian Ocean to the Pacific, such a vessel is not a luxury. It is a strategic necessity. In recent years, France has increased its Indo-Pacific presence with patrols, joint exercises, freedom of navigation operations, and extended carrier strike group deployments. Without strong logistics, all these commitments would be symbolic rather than operationally meaningful. The Jacques Stosskopf directly addresses this gap, allowing France to act as a consistent, credible maritime player capable of autonomous action. French analysts and the public generally view these logistics ships positively, recognizing them as vital assets that multiply the effectiveness of every combat vessel in the fleet. At the same time, France is adapting to a new generation of asymmetric threats. The development of the Modular Platform Launch System, known as MPLS, reflects the growing danger posed by unmanned aerial vehicles, fast attack craft, and low-cost saturation tactics. After completing extensive land-based testing, MPLS is now ready for the next phase of trials aboard French frigates. The system allows the launching of precision-guided rockets, short-range missiles, loitering munitions, and decoys, creating an inexpensive and flexible layer of short-distance defense. This type of capability has become essential in a world where conflicts from the Red Sea to Ukraine have demonstrated the destructive potential of cheap drones against expensive platforms. By embracing MPLS, France signals that it is not only modernizing its blue water fleet, but also strengthening the fine-grained defensive layers that are now indispensable to naval survival. The system aligns with a broader trend among advanced navies, creating multi-tiered defenses to handle everything from ballistic missiles to quadcopter drones. Its eventual integration across frigates, amphibious ships, and auxiliary vessels will reinforce the survivability of the fleet under real battlefield conditions. All these technical developments fit into a larger operational reality. France has increasingly relied on its carrier strike group, built around the Charles de Gaulle, as the centerpiece of its global maritime posture. The group has repeatedly deployed across the Indian Ocean and into the Pacific, conducting exercises with partner navies, supporting maritime security missions, and contributing to freedom of navigation operations. During these missions, French surface combatants have encountered the Chinese Navy, including recent interactions with Chinese vessels during patrols near sensitive waters of Northeast Asia. These episodes underscore how France's naval presence intersects with major power competition, even when operating far from Europe. As France expands its maritime footprint, public opinion reflects both support and caution. Many citizens understand the necessity of modernizing the Navy, especially with threats increasing across multiple theaters. There is recognition that France's overseas territories require constant protection, and that maritime trade routes are essential to national economic resilience. Modern frigates, logistics ships, and upgraded defensive systems are perceived as logical investments. However, concerns remain about defense spending during periods of economic strain, and about the strategic risks of deeper involvement in Indo-Pacific tensions. The French public tends to favor a strong but measured global role, assertive enough to protect national interests, yet not so aggressive as to provoke unnecessary confrontation. These mixed sentiments highlight the importance of balancing ambition with prudence. France is attempting to maintain a global navy with limited resources, and the modernization of surface forces is part of a long-term plan that extends into the mid-2030s. By that time, France aims to have all 5 FDI frigates in service, 4 BRF ships fully operational, and MPLS integrated across the fleet. The transition also aligns with future developments such as the next-generation aircraft carrier program, which is intended to enter service in the late 2030s. The combination of new frigates, advanced logistics capabilities, and innovative defensive systems will define the future structure of France's surface fleet. Taken together, these advancements signal a coherent strategy. France is strengthening its ability to deploy far from its shores, reinforcing deterrence in multiple regions, and ensuring that its navy remains a pillar of national sovereignty. The modernization of the surface fleet is not simply a matter of acquiring new hardware. It is a recalibration of how France intends to operate in the world. In an era of contested oceans, rapid technological change, and shifting power balances, Marine Nationale is positioning itself to remain relevant, resilient, and capable of exerting meaningful influence across the world's seas.